Thank you so much for the kind invitation here in Athens in a very important event. My respect to all the people, particularly to authorities, but I have a very difficult duty. Try to indicate the problems of Europe, so it's a very long list, and try to introduce for the Q&A a discussion to try to fix some of those problems. So I write very brief, 5 points of crisis. The first is the trade crisis. If you look at the newspaper of today, you can see President Trump yesterday announced tariffs 50% for Europe. It's a little strange, the situation, because Trump used with his best ally, Europe, a tough reaction, absolutely more than China or the others. Maybe Trump is ready to make an agreement, he's a deal maker, he continued to provoke and then try to do some type of agreement, but for the moment that is the threat. We cannot open a discussion about the situation in USA. The president launched the idea, very romantic and very good for me, of United States of Europe. Now we have divided the States of America. And this division is a division particularly deep in the society. Think about university, think about Harvard University. So the first problem is for small and medium enterprise, Greek small medium enterprise, Italians, Greek medium enterprise, European Greek medium enterprise. What type of reaction we can do in front of the problem of trade crisis? First, very quick. Second, military crisis, war crisis. We don't open the dossier, you know all the problems in Ukraine, first of all, in Holy Land, of course, but also in some places very far from us, but in the global planet, we have to think only about Far East or Myanmar. A consequence of the military crisis is the third crisis, is energetic crisis. Energy crisis. That is the most dramatic problem for small and medium enterprise in Italy. I think is a problem also for you. Because if you try to have a benchmark between the cost of energy for small and medium enterprise in Greece and the small and medium enterprise in the United States of America, there are two different planets. But if you come to Europe, we have different planets also inside Europe. Because the cost in France is totally different with respect to the cost in Germany, is totally different with respect to cost in Italy or in Greece. And what happened? We made some mistakes in the past, for sure. Not only Italy and Greece, thinking about Germany. Germany, 10 years ago, gave to us a lot of lessons. Gave to Greek guys, gave to Italian guys, and I'm witness of a lot of battles inside the European Council, and I'm so proud now Greece come back to have an important role. But I remember when Germany 10 years ago gave us the lessons and the examinations. Now we can say Germany made an unbelievable mistake when they decided to block nuclear plants. If you think after the Russian crisis, they block the nuclear plants in Germany, that is a big problem for the cost of energy and, of course, interconnection and, of course, the diplomatic relation with the Middle East, with the diplomatic relation with Turkey, traditionally not very easy for Greece and not only for Greece, with Azerbaijan, with the rest of the Asia. And, sorry, the last point about energy crisis, United States of America became a country interested to export energy. When we grew up, the idea was United States of America buy oil in Middle East. After fracking after shale gas, USA became able to use Europe as a continent good for export energy, particularly thanks to the regasificators. And I finish with the other 2 points. Our countries have a problem with demographic crisis. It's a big, huge problem. And Greece knows very well. Thinking about the numbers of Greece and Turkey 1 century ago in terms of population, I think the number about today. The same problem is in Italy now. We have a collapse of new birth. And that risks to become the end of our civilization. Maybe it's a provocation, but we have to discuss all, but we are small and medium enterprise, we are not interested. We are particularly interested about the demographic crisis if you try to do business. And the last point, you have a very good expression I try to translate with my little experience in the ancient Greek, the expression from manuscript to the artificial intelligence. That is the claim of the book you have on the table. The innovation crisis. I use everything we can do with artificial intelligence to guarantee a future to manufacturing. Please, artificial intelligence is not an enemy of manufacturing. It's the best ally of manufacturing. I finish. I use expression crisis because it's one of the best and the most beautiful words I learned when I was a student studying Greek, ancient Greek. That is not easy for the people who speaks English or think everything come from USA. But crisis, as you know better than me, come from krino. I don't know, is also in the current Greek is an expression you use, krino. But I remember a lot of version when I was a student in high school. Krino is one of the best words. Krino means judge. Krino means look. My professor of Greek continued to say, you have to use krino with a spectrum of significance. It's interesting. Crisis come from krino is not only a bad word, it's a good word. Crisis could become an opportunity. Crisis could become for trade, for war, for energy, for demographic, and for innovation. They wake up for Europe to stop with red tape of bureaucracy and try to have a vision for the future. Really, the last point is we have to do exactly the opposite did from the Brussels with Ursula von der Leyen with the Green Deal. Green Deal is very important. It's the paradigm, everything is wrong. We decide to fight a right battle against the risks of climate change, right and important battle, with an instrument who kill small and medium enterprise because force small and medium enterprise to have a level of bureaucracy and commitments unacceptable for small and medium enterprise. And that's what happened. Of course, a lot of business left Europe and went to India and China. And what is the consequence? Very easy. India, China have more pollution than European countries. So we have to use the crisis to change the perception. We need leaders in Europe. We have too much followers. We need more leaders and try to give to this great idea, Europe, a future and not only a past. Thank you so much.
Thank you.